Okay. Well, I really like this new tradition of starting out this call with like taking the first 5 minutes of the call to just go in and type some praise. So I think like while we're waiting for any more people to join, we can just jump in there and any praise. It doesn't have to be anybody in this call. It could be anybody that you saw this week that maybe you just forgot to go into the channel and type it. Get in there and see if you can give some people some praise for some stuff. Lori. Hey Claire, we're just doing our praise for the first little bit. We got like another minute or so, and then we'll start with intentions. Okay, so I think that we can get started with intentions and distractions. I can go ahead and start. My intentions for the call are to go through the agenda and maybe give some updates around the call that we had for the interviews and testimonials. And I don't have any distractions, just a lot of things going on all at the same time for me today. And I will pass it to Claire.
Thanks, Ashley. Hi, everyone. I'm feeling good today. My intention for the call, if we get a chance, is to take you through the project survey that I'm putting together to get some feedback. And I'm a little bit distracted. There's a few things going on, like I'm thinking about a few things and trying to get a little bit of work done in the background. Sorry, but I'm here and I'm listening. And I'm going to pass to Jake.
Thanks, Claire. I'm feeling good, energized. Intentions for the call. I think a lot of my agenda points have closed up and at a good spot, so I'll just be actively listening and seeing where I can contribute. Distractions. I always seem to have a couple things coming in through Discord, Telegram, email, Twitter. So just the multiple conversation modes. And I will pass it along to Ahmad.
Thanks, Jake. My intentions are to follow up on a few things like the project testimonials and see if I can help out with that. And also, I wrote something in the agenda about figuring out how we can look for projects that need to get verified. So maybe that's something we can talk about a little bit. And yeah, I'm not too distracted today. Let me pass it to And Kutabi.
Thanks, Matt. Hey, everyone. I am feeling also good and energized. My intentions for the call is to talk a little bit about the GPS framework. And I did some work on that, and I just want to update you all. And yeah, that's it. I'll pass it to Nicola.
Thanks, Katabe. Hey, nice to have you around. Hey, Claire, do you know that your video is upside down? Upside down. It's so funny.
Yes, I
Hi,
have
guys.
no idea why. I've just come straight off a call and it was fine, and I just switched it on and I'm upside down. A
Are
bit
you a
like a bat.
superhero?
Have you from the other part of the world? Like
I've no
Australia?
idea. Quite
Anyways,
interesting.
hi guys, I'm here to sync up and maybe just give a quick update on Meet the Makers, and yeah, no distractions. Happy to be here today with you. Oh, I'm gonna pass it to Franco.
Thank you, Nicola. I'm feeling good today. My intentions for the call is just catching up, see what's going on, see where I can give support. And yeah, no distractions at the moment, just that I'm streaming the call. And I'll pass it to Almond.
Thank you, Franco. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling rested. My intention for the call is to invite and please empower everyone to join our tomorrow's verification workshop, because it's information that is very good for all in the working groups and in the team to know and to share, and also to invite projects and people that you think that this is going to be valuable. And I have no distractions, and I pass it to Cory. Did you already went?
Hey, no, not yet. Thanks. My intention, I'm feeling good. Mainly, didn't sleep quite enough. That's fine. Intentions for the call, just have some thoughts around, like, we just launched the Project Owners 101 course today. Kind of want to just put that on the radar for the call, because I'm kind of wondering, like, what the next steps would be to link that up with outreach efforts. And otherwise, there was something else, but my brain just died for a second. So not distracted. Definitely here. I'll come back to it if I think of it, but mainly wanted to know about the course. Yeah. I pass. Actually, maybe I'm the last one. Is that possible?
Yeah, one. So unless I missed somebody, but I'm pretty sure you're the last one. Okay, cool. I think most of these things here are on the agenda. There's a place for it on the agenda, and you brought up the verification thing, Ahmad. We can make sure to talk about that too. Okay, so first up, I just always like to check in on the events that are coming up. So tomorrow is our Giveth Essentials for the Twitter best practices and social stuff. The status of this is confirmed, and the time has been, everything's confirmed, right? On
Is
this,
it today though? I believe it's today,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's today.
Today.
It's
You're right.
today.
Yeah, it's today. See, this is the kind of day I've been having. No, it's okay. I'm still here. Okay, so that's confirmed. That's happening today. Is there anything that we can do as a community to support this? Like, should we be putting an announcement in Discord or anything? I mean, it's an internal event, kind of, so I don't know if public announcement is necessary.
Thank you, Ashley, for the reminder. Yeah, it would be a great way to support if all of you show and contribute. This is a session in which we're going to review why Twitter is so important and how to support Giveth's Twitter. So if you have any input or ideas that you would like to share, it's a great space to do it. And yeah. I think that would be great. No, is, as you mentioned, as this is internal, there is no need to make an announcement, but please join us after comms call.
Okay, cool. I think maybe we could put like a little @unicorn message in the comms channel or something like that too, or in the general channel, but I don't think we need like a big announcement. Okay. That feels good. Where's the agenda? Verification workshop for tomorrow is confirmed during the AMA. We had a call to sync on the flow earlier. That feels great. We're gonna do kind of a like introduction of the course launch. So have a mod come in at the beginning of the workshop and talk about the new course, answer any questions that people might have, and then we'll flow into like a hands-on verification demo, do like a little workshop and answer any questions from people in verification. So between Ahmad, I, and Nicola will be there facilitating, and Almond will be kind of like moderating and supporting in the chat and making sure that everybody's technical difficulties are worked out and whatever we need there. So I think we have all the support that we need for that. And then Nicola, you said that you have drafted something for comms, right? And then that today we should talk, you'll bring that to the comms call today? Or is that for Meet the Makers? Oh, you're muted.
Sorry, it didn't work, the mute button. It was about the mandatory updates, actually. That was the
Okay.
first thing. And then, yes,
So do
there
we
is a
still
whole...
need comms around this for tomorrow's verification workshop, or do we feel complete that I know that I saw something on Twitter, I think, for it, right? So we did announce it already once on Twitter. So maybe just a Discord announcement like an hour before.
Or you mean like the guide, Nicola? Or
No, I think Ashley is asking if we did put any comms out around the AMA verification process workshop for tomorrow, right?
cool, perfect. Yeah,
We
there
did.
are some tweets scheduled, and I'll plan to put one announcement today and then another one tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that the main one, the 1 hour before, is a really good one. And then I think, yeah, it seems like we're complete on announcements and engagement for that. The Sea of Hearts thing, Miguel is still working on getting projects, but I think he's got a date set towards the end of this month. So that's to be confirmed. We've got more Giveth Essentials coming up November 22nd. So this is tokenomics. Do we have planning around this, or you're putting this together, Almond, right?
Right. Yeah. This was one session that a lot of the community had feedback that they would love to know more about, like the ABC around tokenomics. So this is going to be like our next session. If you have any inputs, or if you would like to know any specific around tokenomics, or like the give economy basics, please let me know so I can add it to like the agenda.
Okay.
Cool. For these sessions, are we putting them on a playlist somewhere to have them all in one place?
Yeah, I made a playlist on our transparency channel for just Giveth Essentials. There's only one video on it so far, but this one will be streamed there as well. So yeah, I think it will be nice to have them all in one little section.
Yay.
And then this Giveth Galaxy, can you give some more context about this Twitter space and like who's gonna be there and what's planned for that?
Yeah, of course. Thank you for bringing that up. So on the 16th of this month, which is next week, we're going to have our third or fourth Twitter space, and the theme is the Giveth Galaxy. So Common Stack, also the Praise team, the TEC, Giveth for sure, and I'm forgetting someone. But well, the Giveth
General
Galaxy,
Magic.
all of
Yes.
General Magic. Thank you, Matt. You're representing General Magic, of course. Is going to talk about the Giveth Galaxy and what's this collective mission that all of the DAOs are pursuing. So the idea is, we were talking about having these specific theme Twitter space every 2 months, just to catch up around like everything what's happening with all the DAOs, and just like to send this message to the community that all of these efforts are one, and that all of these DAOs are just like working for one big vision and mission. So yeah, this Twitter space is going to be really, really awesome. Griff is going to be hosting, and Suga is going to be co-hosting. And I think it's great for all of us to just like jump in and kind of like align and hear all of these working efforts that are happening around these organizations. Ahmad is going to be representing General Magic. I don't know, Ahmad, if you want to add something else. If not, this is already planned for the 16th before our AMA.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's basically just like one of the steps in us working together as a team, all of the people in the Giveth Galaxy, since we don't really get the opportunity for us to work together often. So this is like one step in that direction of us trying to work more together.
I think that's awesome, and I really am excited to see Griff and Suga hosting this thing together. I think that's like the best team to have hosting a Twitter space, to be
Yeah, it's gonna be
honest.
cool.
Cool. All right, great. I have a much better idea. And then next up, we have the Meet the Makers. That's on the 23rd. That's also the first thing on our agenda. So maybe, Nicola, did you have updates around this or want to talk about anything?
Yes, I want to update and also ask for support. I have created an epic. It's linked. Thank you, Ashley. It's linked in. It's 1008. And right now, the first thing, I mean, we have confirmed 3 guests, 3 projects. We are the Medicine, Happy DAO, Gravity DAO. We have still space, guys. If you have connection to the projects that are all around mental health, and they're on our platform and verified. In case you do have connection to some of them, we could still accommodate 1 more spot, but for now we're sticking with 3 products. So we can confirm that the November 23rd is happening. This epic is already in set, and the first thing I would love to ask is support from you, Ahmad. I have created an issue and tagged you in, and just to send the autopilot email to invite participants. And yeah, just to also ask Almond for support again, if you can help me to push through the comms and getting the design banner ready. Other than that, we're just getting ready for the next session, and I'm going to be coordinating with the speakers, make sure that they're all ready, and yeah, flowing with it.
Yeah, awesome. Sounds good. Just one thing on this for the email. I think you can tag Tropical Mango, because I think she's gonna start handling those emails from now on.
Cool. Okay, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And I will check today, Nicola, I promise, all the comms so I can support and maybe give some feedback. I know that we need to have at least 2 reviews of the text that we want to send through email, so I for sure can support with that.
Video?
Yeah, I'm wondering also, when did the newsletter go out this month, Ahmad?
So we sent it out last week. So yeah, like the November one, I mean, I usually send it in the final week of the month. So
Would it go out before the 23rd then? Let's see. No.
no, probably not. I'd probably send it towards like the 26th or 27th, maybe.
And was
But
Meet
we
the
did
Makers
mention,
on by chance? Oh, perfect. Cool.
we did mention Meet the Makers there. We just didn't say
Oh yeah,
anything.
we did mention that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's cool. All right, great. I also made a little note here because you mentioned the thing about Restream, so I'm going to look into that and see if that's something we can't make sure to have set up before this Meet the Makers. For those of you that don't know, it's a tool that will allow us to stream to multiple channels at once, so not just YouTube, but maybe to like LinkedIn and Twitter and stuff as well. So I'm going to do some research, and that may be nice to have for some of these events that happen on Discord. And let's make sure I didn't miss any. Where's my right window? Anything? Oh, and then another Twitter space, it looks like, coming up on the last day of the month. And this one's talking about verification process. So this will just be kind of like a discussion format of the workshop kind of thing that we did. And yeah, it's not necessarily confirmed just yet, but that's out a ways. So we'll keep an eye out for that. And of course, the Give Power workshop that is just waiting for the launch of Give Power Boosting. Did I miss any events here?
I don't know if we want to add the event that Franco is kind of like managing with this partnership. Franco, what was the name again? Sorry, I forgot. The ETH Gathering or
ETH Gathering.
The ETH Gathering, yeah, but that's not gonna be like
for
like
us,
an
right?
online
So it's not
event.
worth
Just
to add it.
sorry?
Yeah, no, go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's just that it's not like a live event. It's just something that's gonna be happening next week during the whole week, and people are just gonna be coming to work at the Giveth house, like different working like organizations. And the idea is that they, like, since we're gonna ask for like a suggested donation to the house, we're just gonna use the house project that we have to like present to everybody like the platform and what Giveth does and how to use the platform, how to donate, and what the give backs are and all those things. But it's not like an online event. It's just like basically going to be here in the house, like hosting people. That's it.
Comms cross promotion effort there. And I think comms is on this already, right? Have you talked to the lady?
Which lady?
You said you were waiting to hear
Oh.
back from the lady before.
Yeah, so basically like they made a tweet in the ETH Gathering. The tweet is out and we retweeted it, but they're not asking for us to tweet anything, so I think it's fine. Like we just got
Okay,
mentioned in the Twitter and that was it.
Okay, great. Thanks so much for taking care of that. Everything has been so smooth with all of the coordination with that, Franco. Okay. And then next up, I'll give like just a little update on this project testimonial thing. So yesterday we had a call with me, Nicola, Almond, and Claire, and kind of got aligned on some of this project testimonials. We took a inventory of the resources that we have right now, what we can do with that, and then kind of like some goals and strategies for future content. You can follow the notes here. I linked them. And then just to kind of give an overview of the next steps, I went through and picked some good projects that I know would be great testimonials that have close relationships with Giveth, and Giveth has had like a huge impact on their project. So I made a list of 5 projects here, put some information about each one and how how our connection is with them, and just to give a little bit more context for each project. And then Almond is going to be reaching out with working with Raji to create like a cool little animation to go in front of like some of these videos or testimonials, or just like a standard animation that we could put on different videos for Giveth, as well as maybe like a template for when the 2 people are talking to each other. Maybe we have like a Giveth themed something for just for the video. And then working on creating a list of these questions, which there's already some up here in the document that have been posted or been pointed out. So basically just strategizing so that we're getting more testimonial content, because we have already so much featured project content. And I think that if we start with these 5 projects, they'll be able to give us a wealth of great content that we can use. Some of them can offer, like this one, for instance, Free the Food, has been impacted greatly by Giveth, and the project owner literally lives right down the street from like Danny and Nicola and I. So that would give us an opportunity to create like maybe in-person interviews or unique content with that project. So that's kind of like an overview here. You can follow the notes, you can see the next steps. Does anybody have questions about this? Did you have any specific questions that you wanted to check in on, Ahmad? I know you brought it up in your check-in.
I mean, I guess it's clear what the questions are. I guess like if we maybe make the process where we try to do at least like 1 or 2 a week if we can. I mean, so I guess like my main question is like, what is the process going to be like? And then what about, I mean, like, what format would it be in, for example? Like, would you do a call with them and like then bring up these questions on the call and just record the call? Or like, would you send them these and they write them back? Or like, what is the format of these, I guess?
Yeah, and that's something we discussed yesterday too. I think that, so here's kind of like the different strategies that we think are important to include and to take into consideration. So we definitely want to have a list of prepared questions, and then kind of depending on the project, I think, because it would be great if we could interview them for some projects, and have some content where like maybe somebody jumps in a Zoom call and we record that and we have some content of them talking back and forth. But then we also talked about like how it would be great if the project could send us some media, whether it be like videos of their project in action or photos, and we do like kind of a slideshow in the background or something like this, so that we also can show their project in action. But then there might also be projects like, for instance, this Regenerating Sonora one, they have already created a shout out video to Giveth. So maybe they already have the resources to create some of this content and we can collaborate with them. So that's why I tried to pick these 5 to start with. I think that they'll really be willing and capable to provide us with the content that we're looking for. And then we can create like just get really in depth with these 5, and then we have a lot of things to work with there, and then kind of learning through this process to see what best practices are and where we excel, and how we can evolve going on to the next level of projects that might not be quite as prepared to provide us with the content that we want.
Yeah, I mean, I
But
think if there's a way for like Rodri, maybe.
I think
Yeah, that
2 a
makes
week
sense.
is kind of a lofty goal, but I think that, it's been coming up, once we start doing some of these efforts, and it's like, okay, well, let's start here with what we can do now, and then it will evolve, and things have been evolving a lot faster. I mean, this whole interview testimonial thing just started out as like, hey, yeah, I like these projects and I want to do some interviews of these projects, and now look at the progress that we've made as a team and the evolution that this effort has come through. So I think that as we start moving forward, the path will become clearer to the most streamlined like process.
Yeah, and I
that
think
makes sense.
we wanted to start with one each month, one interview per month, right? To start with,
Okay.
I think that was the idea. And Almond and I will be kind of co-facilitating and co-interviewing together to make it more kind of fun and diverse. So that's the initial idea.
Okay.
And you can see
And
here kind of like the different content possibilities of what we were thinking. Like we'd want to do maybe kind of like a full length video that we could feature on YouTube, and maybe even like a video podcast kind of version that could be used that way. So maybe the entire interview is like 30 minutes. We have some interview, we have some testimonial, and then we create kind of these little pieces. So if you guys can think of anything else that would be nice to have to capture from this, please put any ideas that you have in this document or comments in this document or anything. You can find the link there. So if you didn't have a chance to join in the call yesterday and you still have feedback, we'd love to hear it going forward.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, like maybe we can start with one and like try out these different formats for one of them, and then see which ones make the most sense to like scale up.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a learning process, and I think that if we try some different ways at first, we'll kind of figure out what's the best way. I don't know why it's just showing blank. Can you guys see the document?
Yes.
Oh, there. Okay.
Yeah, we still see it.
It was showing blank on my screen, but I found it now. Okay. Is there any other questions around the testimonials or project interview efforts that, Corey, I know that I made sure to put some of the strategies that you mentioned in our last call of like really bringing in some of this testimonial aspect more than just the interview, so that we can use this on our Twitter, and maybe even having some strategy around just general crypto topics for more platforms like Facebook and LinkedIn. So I don't know if you have any other feedback, but we definitely made sure to talk about it.
No, I think that's awesome, and I don't know, it just kind of popped into my head, but if there's any metrics they would want to share, like, yeah, I don't know. Just generally speaking, like, numbers are great. If they happen to have any that they think are good to show maybe how this has created impact, I mean, like, that would be like the ultimate if we were able to have a statement about like something quantifying impact, or like because of being on Giveth, we were able to do X more, you know, or
Yeah.
I don't know, like those are the things I would prompt them, or like suggest to them, or like I'd send to them in advance if they want to try to prepare, if they have that, but like without pressure, you know.
Yeah. Cool.
It would be nice if anyone has any ideas around these questions, come in and put them in the list of the questions, and then we can compile. Complex.
Yeah, it's in the document. There's a list of questions in that document. It's like a bulleted list. You can find it in there, or add them, or whatever. Okay, and then next up, process to identify projects worth verifying. Did you want to talk about it, Ahmad?
Yeah, sure. So I think one of the things that I noticed happens pretty often is projects register on Giveth, and then not all of them go through the verification process. And I think like now that we have a little bit more bandwidth on the team, we can look into which projects we think should be verified, and basically try to hold their hand a little bit more to get them verified. So like I was thinking, for example, we could look at all the projects that raise a certain amount already, but they're not verified, and try to get them verified. We could look at which ones are popular. Maybe they have a certain number of page views, or like, yeah, like people are sharing them even though they're not verified. We could also look at ones that we just think are popular, that we already know about, but they're not verified. And like basically, yeah, like have a list of these that we want to do, and have a process for that.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, and we kind of brushed on this briefly in our last call. The verification team has been really focused, like Nicola and I have been really focused on making sure the form gets into the app so we can process our applications that way. We've changed the questions a little bit, and that's kind of in a process. So really establishing this like strong foundation for the process, and then now mandatory updates and trying to figure out how to get people to update their projects. And I think now that we're kind of coming into this place of stabilization, we have some more space to maybe do some personal outreach. And because as of right now, it's just like an email that they get once their project is listed, then they get invited to become verified. It used to be a recurring email, so this is something to take into consideration. It used to be a recurring email that they got every 3 weeks until they at least clicked the link in the email, inviting them to get verified. But once the form switched over to being in the application, it was no longer in the type form, and so the integration with autopilot wasn't the same. So maybe we consider creating another journey to where they're getting invited to get verified more than just that initial one time. Maybe after being on the platform for like maybe every 3 weeks or every month or something, we invite them until they actually open the email, and then we leave them alone, or something like this. So creating maybe a automated flow as well as some personal outreach between from Nicola and I. So it's something that I noticed as well, and I don't mean to just talk the whole time, but something I've noticed as well as I list projects is I personally see a lot come through that I'm like, man, this is a good one. I like this one a lot. I hope they get verified because I want to donate to it.
Me too. Yeah.
So anytime you see a project like that, and anybody in this call, you can always drop it in the project verification channel, and like we'll look into it. If we want to create like a a document or a spreadsheet or a collective place of where people can put these ideas, we can do that. Yeah, or I mean,
Ash, I
I
was
don't
going to
want
raise my hand.
as like a token log, you know, like I don't want to go as far as this project nomination kind of process that we have. I don't think that that's necessary for something like this, but maybe just internal agreement. Sorry, go ahead, Jake.
I was just going to say, if you need that personal outreach assistance, I would love to assist with that. I mean, with a lot of the ones that I do, I kind of add them to the CRM and the contact in there, and then I make a note to touch base. And as you've seen kind of in Discord on the ones you're attached, I always make sure to follow up and continue to nudge them towards verification. So if you and Nicola do need any, like the personal outreach assistance for specific projects, please make sure to include me.
Okay, for sure. Thanks for offering.
Jake, if you can come, please, tomorrow for the workshop. It would be nice to have you there.
I will try my best. The thing is, I think we have a fundraising call at the same exact time, so that one's tough to skip.
You can play recording. In fact, my point was just to like make sure that if you would do that in the future, I'd love to have you support with the outreach. So just
Yeah.
like making sure that you know the verification process really well.
Okay.
That would be good.
That sounds very wise. Thank you for the wise words.
So yeah, I don't know. Does anybody else have any input on this, or do you think that for now that that's a reasonable solution, that if people see projects that they want to get verified, that you just drop them in the verification channel for now, and then maybe Nicola and I can come up with a better process, but let's start there. At least you have a place to drop them. We can look into them and see. Yeah, and I think just knowing that, just so that you guys know, even if a project looks like a great project, but they're not providing some sort of like public good or social benefit, unfortunately, they cannot be part of the Givebacks program, no matter how legit or how much reputation at stake or any of that stuff. So that's just one aspect to keep in mind, that those qualifying measures.
I have a couple of thoughts about this. The first one is, at least when I was helping in the Return to Green projects that they were fundraising to or auctioning NFTs to donate to projects, I realized that many of the projects didn't engage too much or respond too much. So one idea that I have related to Claire's project survey is, are we asking projects, or will we ask projects, what's the best way to, or what are the best ways to keep them in the loop? Because for some might be email, but for some might be something else, and maybe it will be worth to have an exploration. What is working in general? What's the best way to be in contact with them? Yeah, because maybe Discord is also not the best. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just about to say I've included a question like that on the survey, but I shall go into it in more detail in a minute.
Awesome. And the other thought that I had related to this, and also I don't think that this is a priority, but if there was some way in the platform where instead of us telling projects like get verified, like users, as you say, I had the same feeling, Ashley, of like, oh, I love this project. Why is it not verified yet? I would like to donate to it. And maybe some users could send a similar signal to projects to get verified. It's just a thought that came to my head right now as you were saying it. I don't know what's the best way. There are already so many buttons in their dashboard. But yeah, I'll keep thinking about it. I just wanted to leave that thought there. Thanks.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I was also thinking maybe we could also include it in the emails that we send from Autopilot. Like if a project is not verified, we could include in the donation email, someone donated to you, but did you know that you might get even more donations if you're verified. So consider getting verified. I mean, maybe something like that as well.
Yeah, I like that idea too.
And maybe make those autopilot emails even more like interactive. With we say, let's say every 2 weeks, hey, you can get verified. Do you have questions? Come to our AMA, or watch our course how to get verified, or something. We can attach it, right?
Yeah, I really like the idea of these like conditional emails checking to see if they're verified and adding on to donation or adding get verified. And I think that honestly, like I'm kind of glad that Tropical Mango is taking on this like autopilot thing. I hope she does it. If she feels very like she pays a lot of attention to detail, and I think that there are a lot of gaps like this in our communication, especially in autopilot, where we could be cross-referencing things a lot more and adding links to things in the emails and like you say, yeah. So I think that we could really like be more efficient with our email communication for sure. Okay. But I really like that conditional email thing. Like anytime they get an email, check to see if they're verified and then put it on there. Because I think, and along with that, I think too, with the Give Power boosting coming up, it's going to give us a whole new wave of energy for projects to get verified. They're going to have a whole nother level of motivation. They don't just have give backs, but now they also have Give Power. So I think that will help too. Unless there's anything else on this topic, we can move on to the project survey. Did you want to talk to it, Claire?
Yeah, I will do. Thanks. I'll just share my screen, shall I? Oh, you've got the link there, haven't you? Would you click on the link for me, please? Oh, no, you haven't. Hang on. Sorry, I've got a bit of commotion going on here in the background. Just bear with me 2 minutes. Okay, I'm here.
And you can see the spreadsheet now? This is the link you wanted me to share, yes?
Yeah, that's it. Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've divided it into a few sections. So I've got some general information questions. And after a conversation with Jake from the donor survey, he said it was quite useful, and we got some quite useful information from current donors and sort of people that could be donors. So the idea is to try and do the same thing here. So we've got projects that are already listed, and those that would like to list or might have thought of listing, but they don't. They've got some blockers, or they just haven't quite got around to it yet. So we can collect a bit more kind of qualitative information around that. Now, there's quite a lot of questions on here, and I think probably the ideal thing would be to simplify it a bit, or to take out some of the questions so it's not so lengthy, or maybe we can do something with the sort of navigation through the survey. Anyway, so on the first page it's general information. I've got a section about wallets, about hang on, that's the next. I've got a section about collecting information about the type of project they are, whether they're on Discord, if they've raised funds in crypto before, and then on the next, information that we need about existing projects on our platform. So a bit of information about whether they had a wallet before joining Giveth, whether they're verified, which talks to what we were just discussing before, and if they're not verified, do they want support to get verified? And then this is a sort of the customer satisfaction type questions, where I guess we will collect most of the information that we're really seeking about how do projects feel about their experience being on the Giveth platform. And this is probably the area I think where I'd really appreciate feedback. How to word these questions. Are there questions that we should be asking? Are there any questions on here that you think are inappropriate? And then also moving on to those that have fundraised on the platform. How easy has it been for them to off ramp? Have they actually managed to use the funds that they have collected on the platform? And then the next tab is where projects aren't listed. So it's a short and sweet couple of questions, just to gain some information about how they do their fundraising. Maybe, what's the blocker to them listing on Giveth, and what can we do to help? And then the next section, questions for all, is do they know about the Give economy? Can we collect some information about that? What events would they be interested in attending, and any other suggestions and feedback? So there's a lot in here, and I'd really like your feedback on, should we focus in on particular areas? Are there any questions that you see that might be redundant? Anything else you'd like to add? Wording, any comments that you can put in. The spreadsheet has got commenting access for everybody, so just go in there and type away.
Yeah, that was really great, Claire. You're really thorough here. And honestly, I think starting out with more, we can condense it down and kind of distill it, because I think some of the questions could probably be consolidated. So yeah,
That's
I
what
think
I
more
was hoping, because we don't want to bore them halfway through, Nobody wants
right.
to do a long survey. And I'm sorry it's in spreadsheet format, everybody, and it's not more visual.
Yeah, it's really great. I like it a lot too, and I'm happy to come in and support, review, suggest.
I'm hoping that it can help to fill in some of the gaps, some of the things that we're discussing lately. We could really benefit from having a little bit of an overview and insight into how projects feel. And we're already starting to collect some of that feedback. There's been a lot of contact recently with different projects, and I feel we're really starting to make inroads in that, and I'm hoping this can contribute to that effort too.
Yay!
Claire, sorry, maybe I missed this part, but you're planning to send these through email? Was email right? Or what was the way that?
My plan is to do a similar sort of approach to Jake and his donor survey. That was quite successful. A mixed approach, posting it on Discord, through the social channels, send it out through email. And the other thing, so it would be good to have a little discussion about what kind of rewards we could give for projects. And this is something that Jake and I discussed. For projects that are already listed, it could be quite easy because we give them some kind of feature listing, or if Give Power's there, we give them a Give Power boost. But for those that aren't listed yet, maybe we need to think around what rewards could we give to them for completing the survey.
Yeah, I think it would be difficult to give them Give Power, but maybe we could check with Lauren. I think honestly, the similar approach with the swag is probably our best bet with the nice tokens.
Okay.
But we could.
I had another thought about this, and it kind of ties to the next point in the agenda, which is the updated project page. So I was thinking maybe we could also mention in this survey that anyone that answers this survey would be like shortlisted to have like the new format of the project page with like more details, since a lot of those questions that you want to ask are ones that we'll probably include on the new project page format. So that might be something that you could mention as well. I mean, we'll just have to look at what questions they are, but like, for example, like, size of the team and, yeah, like some of the other stuff. Are they registered? Are they a DAO? I mean, yeah, like a lot of this stuff are probably things that we'll include on the new project page format. So like it might, I mean, like it might also help you with figuring out what we should put in the survey. yeah, so like just something to keep in mind.
I like that idea a lot. And it's really good to try and build as much utility into the survey as possible. The other thing that I meant to include and haven't included yet was the possibility of being contacted to take part in the video series for the testimonials, etc. So that needs to go in.
Yeah, and that's something else too that I added to the form. Sorry, this is off topic, but I added that to the form so that people could answer more options of how they wanted to participate. The one where they show interest in participating in Meet the Makers, there's now like Twitter Space option and other ones in there too, so we can add things also there. Anyways, that's kind of unrelated, and I'm sorry. Is there any other things that we should talk about for the project survey? I'm happy to help leave some feedback and happy to help with logic and maybe trying to like consolidate some of the things, but I really think just getting as much information in there as we can and then putting it down and condensing it into more thorough questions. And okay, moving on to the project pages. I know I went in and left some feedback. I think that the idea is this is going to be like a phased in approach. Do you have any new updates on this, Ahmad? I know you were just talking about it a little bit, so I'm not sure if things have already moved.
No, not really, honestly. I mean, that was with Tropical Mango, I think, and she was going to follow up. So I sent a message to the dev team like 2 weeks ago, but I haven't heard back yet. So let me try and follow up and see. Yeah, I mean, I think they've been a bit busy with like the hack and other stuff. So I think it's a low priority for them. But yeah, let me try to push it through and see what they say.
Well, and even, I mean, let's make sure we have a good advice process going. I think that this is a really important topic and it has a large impact on Giveth as a platform. So maybe even getting like Marco and the design, the UX team in here to like look at it as well. You know, like let's be thorough about it when we're planning. So we don't need to just push it forward, I don't think, if it's not like a high priority thing. And I like the phased in approach. Like let's start with these couple of things we'll add and whatever, because we don't want them to have to like write a book in order to create a project, right? Or something. So yeah, I don't know. That's just my thoughts. But if they're ready, I know that there's a few devs who might have some space. I just know with like you said, with the Give power boosting, the hack, and then with everything that's going on in Iran, I think everybody's plate is kind of full right now. Okay, moving on. We've only got about 5 more minutes.
Quick question about it. Where is the best place to leave some feedback? In the doc itself or in the Notion?
I think in the GitHub issue, actually, because that's the latest place we mentioned it. So yeah, like I think the last thing we asked Monique about was, what does he recommend that we focus on? Like, should we do it in a phased approach? Should we have components that are, that are ones that people could fill out if they want to? So I mean, so it was more like a question of how do we implement this and what is the plan? So yeah, if you want to learn more about that, then you can find it on this link here for the issue.
Okay, awesome.
Okay. Sorry. I have so many tabs open right now, it's not even funny. ETH gathering we already talked about, so I think there's that we're pretty complete there. And then Kotabe, did you want to take the last little bit and we can talk about this GPS session?
I think it's perfect. I'll try to make it fit in 4 minutes. Let me share my screen. So basically, I consolidated the learnings from the last session. Are you able to see my screen?
It's Still loading for me. Still loading for me. There we go. I see it now. There we go. I see it now.
Okay, cool. Well, morale is loading anyways. So yeah, this is the last exercise that we did, and basically I consolidated the things that were related, and the results of the things that we voted the most for as priorities for Giveth are increase donations, grow product adoption, grow the matching pool, Giveth financial health with 5 votes. These are the votes, and this is the topic. Engagement and support to makers, and measurable impact from projects. So if you can yeah.
I only see your Discord. You're showing something that's not your Discord.
Oh, I'm showing something that is not my Discord. Let me see what's happening here. Okay. Is it? Do you see the
Yeah,
mural?
now we see it. Now we see it. Yeah.
Okay.
Now
Cool. Anyways, so you can check it out. It like I consolidated the things that I consider that were related. I mean, of course, this is a bit subjective, but I did my best. And this is the results, like the things that seem to be more important for us. And luckily enough, at least the 5 ones that are on top already had like some person in here that wanted to take stewardship of that. So financial health of the DAO was clear. Jake focusing on having more recurring donations and basically increasing donations, and so on and so forth. Again, here it's maybe a bit more clear which people are interested in which ones. And my next steps are reaching out. So I already had a one-on-one with Claire when we talk a little bit about this, but I will like have one-on-ones because I want to transit from this information of what, who, how into something like Claire did this spreadsheet for following the metrics, following GPS. This is not the one that I wanted to show. Give me 1 sec. I also have too many tabs open. Yeah, this is the one. Oh no, the top of the hour. Okay, so basically, this is what I talked with Claire yesterday. So financial health of the DAO, who is the steward, what will be the GPS, maybe runaway, give price, the treasury, so on and so forth, the source, and some notes. So transit to something more like that where we start to see.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yes?
I think you're sharing a different screen again.
Oh no. Well, anyways, I don't want to keep you like longer here. Basically, passing to spreadsheet. I can talk about it more on the next call, and I will start having the one-on-ones with you. And my ideal is to also start thinking about maybe some date where we can have the first GPS ready. That's it.
That's exciting. Excited. I don't want to keep you too much longer. As usual, at the bottom of our agenda, there's a different call to action section this week. So if you have a chance, get in there, leave feedback, share ideas, brainstorming,